were the early influences that shaped the life of Judah Benjamin?
You know, he, like anybody, of course, the answer is his family and the place where he grew up. So Judah Benjamin was born in the Caribbean. The family were basically impecunious shopkeepers, and they moved in order to try to make a living. They moved first from the Caribbean to North Carolina because his mother had a relative there. And then they moved from there to Charleston, South Carolina, because it was the biggest Jewish community in the United States in 1820. And there was a whole world of Jewish shopkeepers. So he grew up in this Jewish world, but not in a ghetto-like Jewish world. There simply weren't enough Jews anywhere in America to produce an all-Jewish environment. Charleston would have been about as close as you could get. So there are a couple of things that I think are profoundly important about that. The first one, of course, is simply that it was the South. And because the story of Judah Benjamin is so much the story of assimilation, if Judah Benjamin had moved to Massachusetts and not to South Carolina, one can imagine he would have been a sort of Daniel Webster-like figure because he was such a great orator and a brilliant lawyer. But in his ferocious appetite for assimilation, to succeed not in the Jewish world, but in the big American world, he assimilated into the South. And his identity was always and utterly Southern, much more, at least to his own mind, than it was Jewish. So that's the most important thing. I mean, it's interesting to speculate, and it's only a speculation because Judah Benjamin leaves no records at all of himself, that Charleston, if you go there even today, you can walk in a few minutes from where Judah Benjamin lived down towards the bottom of the peninsula of Charleston, where the great grandees, the Rutledges and whatnot, lived. And so it's very easy to imagine that Judah Benjamin, who was this brilliant boy, could have seen that world and thought, maybe, you know, he would have known socially he couldn't attain that, but professionally, economically, that he saw the kind of the magnificence that could come with professional success right before his eyes.